One of the biggest misconceptions is that you have to be a coder or a developer to land some of the most well-paid jobs in technology. However, that is not true. In this video, I'm going to break down the 3 different types of roles that you can do in technology, even if you have 0 experience and limited technical skills. I'm living proof of the fact that it can be done. I am a finance lawyer who is now a digital transformation consultant, amongst many other things. And in this video, I am going to show you how you can leverage your experience and land some fantastic roles that don't require you to be a coder or a developer. Landing the best jobs in technology is all about getting the right balance between 3 things: your transferable skills, your aptitude for learning, because yes, you may not have technical skills to get your foot into the door, but you will need to have some technical awareness, and lastly, your personality. This is going to be incredibly important because you want to convince the best recruiters that you will be an asset to the company, or if you're setting up your own thing, to your client. So in this video, I'm going to break down exactly how you can do that. If you're new to this channel, welcome. My name is Dels. I'm a lawyer, international business strategist, and career coach who helps ambitious high achievers to transition from jobs that they no longer enjoy into fulfilling new careers that they love, whether that's in tech, working abroad, or anywhere. So if that sounds like something that you're into, make sure that you click like and subscribe. So let's get right into it. The first type of well-paid job that you can do, even if you don't have coding or technical experience, but you're good at strategy and planning, is to become a business analyst, which is what I do. So as you guys may know, I'm a lawyer who decided to leave big law and transition into the tech field by first of all starting out with learning how to code, because I wanted to understand the whole web development process, front end and back end, even though I personally knew that I had 0 desire to be a coder. Like for me, I don't know, I just felt like coding all day is not something that particularly appealed to me, especially because I had experience designing the front end of some of my websites and products in my own spare time. So I was like, ooh, crunching code in the back end is not something that appeals to me, but it's important to understand how these systems are built, how various things work, so that I can speak the language of some of my clients. So as a finance lawyer, I worked with several of the biggest companies in the world, including startups that have become unicorns right now. And it's very important when you're a lawyer to not just understand like the commercials of your company and what they're trying to achieve, but actually understand their business as well and be able to speak their language, because that will reflect in your drafting. So I took a lot of this transferable skills and that insight, and also the experience that I had from my coding, in order to pitch myself to some of these companies and say, hey, look, I'm basically going to be the bridge between your engineers or your tech developers and also your business team, because I can speak the developers' language, and I also very, very much understand the business side, having worked as a finance lawyer for nearly 10 years. So if you have that kind of transferable experience, one of the things that we do on the Career Game Changer program is to help you identify that, even if you don't think that you have transferable experience. If you're a professional watching this video, trust me, you have those transferable skills. You just need to know how to pitch them, and we go into that in the program, and I also share some of those tips on this channel. However, working as a business analyst is perfect for people who really understand process design and also systems management. The business analyst role varies from organization to organization. Sometimes you can find these people described as project managers. There is an element of project management to what I do, but I'm not a qualified project management professional as yet. I've just started taking the Google Careers certificate to help me in this project management field. But really, if you have worked in the commercial field, if you've been a consultant and you understand processes, you understand project management, and you know how to take a deal, a product, or a transaction from start to close, then you can leverage that experience into a business analyst role. So some of the skills that you need is communication skills, because you need to be able to talk to technical and non-technical stakeholders. So if you're able to explain complex things in a very digestible way, this is a type of role that will work for you, which is something that I'm kind of good at, because again, like when you're a lawyer, in order to be successful and really like get the good vibes from your client, you need to be able to not speak like a lawyer in legalese. You need to be able to speak their language. And sometimes engineers are very focused on building their stuff, and the commercial people are like, what is back end? So essentially, that's kind of what I do. So communication skills will be very, very important if this is a field that you're considering. If you're creative and you love the arts, design in tech is where you need to be. And there's lots of different types of design here. So primarily, I'm thinking of web design, graphic design, UX, UI. I think UI is a bit more technical, so let's just say user experience. Specifically, I'm going to talk about UX design, which is something that I really enjoy as well. UX designers basically make sure that the experience of a user on a website, on a software, on a mobile application is seamless and intuitive and enjoyable. Because you can imagine, right, if you land on a website or you try and use an app and it's unusable or it's not user-friendly, you're going to drop out. And I think that one of the fun things about being a UX designer is that you really direct the visuals of a website. And there's a lot more to it than that, but if you are really good at the arts and you're quite creative, this is a field that you could explore. Personally, when I was doing my coding bootcamp, this is one of the work that I enjoyed the most. I really loved playing around on Figma and designing user flows and things like that. So if that's something that you're into, if you're really good at mapping out processes as well, but with a creative eye, this will work out really well for you. So some of the skills that you need is like graphic design. Again, this is not necessarily relevant for everyone, depends on the type of design field that you're going into. You will also be required to have some sort of technical skills or an aptitude to learn, because they're not that complicated. So if you know how to use Photoshop, that's fine. However, there's lots of programs and stuff right now that can help you in mapping out the user flows and creating prototypes, like Sketch, Figma, which is one of the ones that I really enjoy using, and Whimsical, which is something that I use right now in my business and also the consulting that I'm doing for $1 billion company. Whoop! Anyway, so I use Whimsical to map out user flows. Again, this is part of my role as a business analyst. I'm not a UX designer, but in order to really communicate the technical bits and processes and map out user journeys, I use some of these like design prototyping systems in order to kind of make things clear for my clients. Other skills that you need are research and analytical skills in order to understand user behavior. UX design is not just about making things look pretty, but also seeing if things are useful and also monitoring where customers, clients, users are dropping off so that you can perhaps make that journey a lot more engaging. Again, communication skills are going to be very important, because designers work very closely with engineers who are actually designing the back end of things. So you need to be able to be confident in your communication skills, the way that you work with people. Teamwork is very important. I remember that in my coding bootcamp, I had to work with some of the people who were stronger on the back end while I was the key driver for the front end of my app. I owned the app, I owned the whole user flow, everything was mine because it was my pitch, as you guys would have seen from my video. But because my strengths were in front end and that's what I really enjoyed, I was able to kind of just like delegate the back end stuff to the other developers to do that. But you have to be very collaborative and respectful of the engineers that you work with. So this is a very good skill that you need to have if you're thinking of moving into UX design. Moving on from that, if you are good at communication, this is like an overarching theme, and I think it's one of those skills that is very relevant for nearly every industry. If you want to learn how to be a UX designer, there are numerous courses that you could take. You can start with things on LinkedIn Learning, and if you want to go deeper, I would suggest doing a program like General Assembly. I did a boot camp, like I said. So there are many ways for you to break into that field, but you do need to learn and understand it. Again, I feel like for career changes, this is something that's perfect for people who are creative and who really want to get their foot into tech without massive coding skills. Sometimes if you're doing front-end work, you might be required to learn some basic front-end code, maybe HTML, CSS. However, you can be a UX designer without massive coding skills. Right, so the third role is one where if you have the gift of the gab, as the English say, aka communication skills, then you will succeed at it. And this field is marketing and sales. So if you watched my channel, you would have seen that I had an interview with my cousin who used to work in marketing for Google. And if you watch that video, you'll see that she can talk. I'm going to link it there, where she talks about her experience and how she got into technology at Google and her experiences. So you can watch that, and if you want to learn how you can do the same, sign up for the Career Game Changer program, link in the description below. Anyway, so what do digital marketers do? They basically use digital marketing channels in order to acquire, communicate with, engage, sell, and retain their customers. So if you're a digital marketer for a company, you probably know that the whole industry has so many fields. It goes from SEO, so search engine marketing, it goes from SEO to online advertising to social media. To be a successful digital marketer in today's age, you'll need to understand the whole sphere of the industry right now and the evolving trends and how to acquire and retain the business of customers. So if you think about the learning curve, you kind of need to understand everything broadly, but to make the big bucks, you need to niche down. So your specialism could be Facebook ads, paid media, things like that. The skills that you'll need are primarily analytical skills, because you can't just be a marketer who's pushing out information or directing customers to do certain things and not analyzing your work and seeing how things work and optimizing it. If you speak to any Facebook marketer, they will tell you that this is something that is crucial. So analytical skills are going to be very, very important. Of course, there are many other skills that you require for this. And again, if you want to know how to analyze your own skills and what you have on day one and see how that can transfer to the tech industry, join the Career Game Changer program. The waitlist for our advanced private training is live right now, and depending on whenever you watch this video, you might be able to apply to join the program. It is only for people who have the relevant professional experience and who are actually driven to transition into technology or any other fields. So make sure that you click the description box below to apply. I feel like digital marketing is one of the easiest roles to kind of understand and learn. Practically, it might be a bit difficult to understand if it's not your zone of genius. I personally feel like digital marketing can be a bit overwhelming, and even though I use that in my business, it's not something that I personally enjoy doing, and I prefer to outsource my marketing efforts. But if you are a good marketer, you can earn so much money, because if you have a role that's tied to commission or you help a company with its growth like exponentially, then you usually get a cut of that. So if you want to learn how to be a digital marketer, again, there are so many places that you can learn this. You can actually start from YouTube, but please, please, please avoid the bro marketers, because they will just lead you down the road of what the hell. Instead, be very intentional about who you watch, and I'm going to leave some recommendations of channels that I enjoy below. But if you want to delve deeper, again, you can use General Assembly. I think Google has also done a digital marketing course. You can also go on LinkedIn Learning to learn a bit more and get your certifications through various other means. So if you want to learn how to do this, I'm not going to repeat it. Click the link in the description box below. If you work in tech or you're looking to get into tech, comment below what you do or what you would like to do. I feel like this is the first time on this channel that I've really broken down what I do. Usually I just say, hi guys, I'm a lawyer, international business strategist and career coach. But the middle bit, which is the international business strategist role, is basically my business analyst consulting position, where I help companies in different industries with their digital transformation and a whole bunch of other tech things. All right, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed it and I hope it's been useful. If it has, please, please, please let me know, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.